Hello, everyone, and happy Sunday. I'm wave meteorologist Jessica Dobson, and we're going to talk about the forecast. Obviously, we're going to talk about the forecast as we head throughout your Labor Day weekend, the rest of it. We've had a really nice weekend so far. So if you were watching, feel free to leave a comment with where you're watching from. If you want the rain, if you want the heat, if you want fall, just let me know in the comments. And I will do my best to give a shout out or answer any questions that you guys might have. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Already have a couple folks tuning in. We have Kentucky Girl from YouTube who says, hello, I'm sitting in Simpsonville and the power is out in the whole town. Well, that's not good. I wonder why that is. It shouldn't be weather related. We haven't had anything to create majorly gusty winds or anything like that to knock out power. So hopefully everything is going okay. But here's a live look outside. This is from our Jeffersonville SkyTrack camera at the harbors, looking at the downtown Louisville skyline. We had some clouds at times today, just some puffy fair weather cumulus clouds, but no rainmakers today. It was beautiful. We were right on the money with our high temperature today too, a high of 92. We saw a low of 71. Both of those temperatures are above average, but not quite at the record that we saw not that long ago. 102 in 2011. I don't remember that, but I'm sure many folks are or do remember that. We are dry. We've been dry for a while. Temperatures are still in the upper 80s, low 90s. Sitting at 90 in North Vernon, Salem, Jeffersonville just ticked up to 91, 89 in Louisville, to Corydon, down to 82 in Paoli, 82 as well in Lebanon, and 81 in Campbellsville and Columbia. A couple more clouds down that way. But it's been honestly a fairly comfortable day. Oh my goodness, Susan brings up a great point. She says, we need the rain to keep the pollen at bay. I was actually just explaining to Noelle how, because she's from the northern Indiana, and how our allergy season here is just brutal. And she was like, oh my gosh, like my sinuses are killing me. And I was like, oh boy, and just get ready. Our allergies here are just ruthless. So not looking forward to that part about fall, because I feel like the fall allergies are some of the worst. Fall and spring, I feel like, are the worst, but that's just my opinion. I don't truly have too many science facts to back that up at the moment. But let's take you through the rest of this evening. Temperatures will dip down into the low 80s after sunset tonight. So still sitting around 80 degrees by 10. And then overnight, we'll see those temperatures fall back down into the mid 70s. So all in all, quiet and clear tonight. For tomorrow, all right, Labor Day, whatever your plans might be, if you're heading out to the local lakes, the pools, whatever it might be, something that's fun that's happening, it happens twice a year, is the hike, bike, and paddle. That will be taking place at the Great Lawn tomorrow. So if you're heading out, temperatures will be horrible by the time it starts around 8 a.m., but we quickly climb into the low 80s by about 10 a.m. and then eventually to around the mid 80s, 87 by noon tomorrow. At least I will say it's going to be partly cloudy. So hopefully some of the clouds can help to keep the temperatures at bay a little bit, or at least just the sun. That helps a lot too when it comes to the heat. So that's how the first half of the day is panning out. Here's how the second half is. 94 will be our high tomorrow, but by 4 p.m. we'll see temperatures right around 93. Usually we see that high temperature of 94 around 5. We see the high temperature of the day around 5 p.m., which tomorrow will be 94. I'll get the words out eventually. But again, we'll expect some sunshine and clouds mixed throughout tomorrow. It's not going to be quite as hot as what we've seen with our last heat wave. That was just brutal. The humidity won't be quite as bad either, so that's good news. It's still going to be quite humid. We'll likely see the heat index approach to triple digits, just with some of the more muggy air that continues to move in. We have winds from the south. They've been kicking in from the south pretty much all day, and that's going to be a big component. Whenever we have a southwesterly wind, temperatures usually run a little warmer than average, even with some of the data. So it's just one of the things we always kind of have to look out for, is because that southwesterly wind can really skew the forecast, and we don't like when we bust the forecast numbers for highs. But okay, here's what we have in terms of the forecast leading into the new work week. So this is beyond Labor Day. So you'll see tomorrow it is dry, a couple of clouds. Tuesday and Wednesday are when we see shower and storm chances pick up. Overall, they're going to stay pretty isolated. We'll see a couple of waves of rain and storms move in. It won't be, we're not looking at severe weather at this point, just some heavy downpours, and I think a lot of people probably are happy about that they can like shut off the sprinklers for once. I feel like it's been a while since, I mean, gosh, I think the last decent rain we had was that Friday at the fair. Like it was like the last weekend of the fair, and it was just a mess, and people had power outages, and we had storm damage, not ideal. Kentucky Girl says, oh no, triple-digit heat indices. We're going to approach that. It won't be, I don't know if all of us will hit that. It's going to be hot regardless. I mean, we're in the mid 90s, but it's not going to be where we saw it with a couple weeks ago, that last heat wave we had where, gosh, we were at like 118 for some spots. It was just awful. So not expecting that level. We don't have any heat alerts out right now, and I wouldn't really expect us to. The clouds are going to help us quite a bit. So let's talk, though, also about tomorrow's forecast. Again, we'll see thickening of the clouds. I do want to talk rain chances, and that's where we're going to play this out in Futurecast. So here's one of our models. It's called the graph. So this one will go all the way into parts of Wednesday. And this is one of those high resolution models that we look at. So it kind of gives us some better information, better data for us to look at. So we're just now starting to see some of the rain chances, the time frame where the rain chances exist. And that's when that's going to be happening likely sometime Tuesday and Wednesday, probably our best chances of rain. Clouds will, though, continue to kind of increase, thicken throughout our Monday and then Tuesday. This model wants to keep it a little weaker in terms of the coverage and I don't want to say intensity, but how heavy the downpours are. It keeps the shower activity pretty light. But I'm hoping, I mean, we will have some relatively dry air compared to what we might normally see, but so that could be a contributing factor to this. But I think we'll still see at least some downpours for some of us, but it really hugs areas west of I-65. I think that's just generally speaking for everyone. We'll see most areas west of 65 have better chances of showers. So those will be very isolated. And then you see Tuesday night, we clear things back out a little bit. And then early Wednesday morning, we see this weakening complex of storms move in from the north and west. And that is going to be a part of a front that's going to be moving through, and you'll see it's weakening. So we're likely just going to be left with some scattered showers. These rain chances might get bumped up for Wednesday, but this is just kind of us first peeking at some of the more high resolution data for Wednesday. And this is only into Wednesday morning. So we'll have to wait and see a little bit more, a couple more runs before we can really increase those rain chances. Don't want to do that just yet because we have to nail down the timing and all that good stuff as we always talk about. But 30% chance right now. Wednesday, as of right now, too, is looking like it's a better chance of rain for a decent chance for most everyone. How much rain and how long it lasts, that's a different story, of course. But I'll back this up a little bit. And I want to say, too, it's not going to be a washout all day long. This looks like it's going to be just some showers during the morning hours potentially on Wednesday. And this timing, again, could shift because it was showing a little more Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. And again, severe weather is not expected with this. Maybe just some heavy downpours, thunder and lightning might even be hard to come by. So I see Ashley, that's what made me talk about that. Ashley, she says, so morning rush Wednesday, potentially. So just plan on Wednesday morning having the rain gear ready to go just in case. Okay, so that's one of the models we look at. We'll take you through the next one. And this next one is the HRR, or the HRRR, as what we like to say. My button wasn't working for some reason. So we'll see the clouds increase for tomorrow, kind of off and on, a mixed bag of clouds and sunshine. Really hoping we get enough sunshine in there so I don't bust our high temperature, but I'm staying optimistic because of the southwesterly wind also. So off and on cloud cover for Monday, which is tomorrow. We'll continue to see the clouds stick around throughout Tuesday. Then you'll see we start to see some of these showers creep in from our south. Now, this model, the ARRR, wants to bring them in a little more robust, but still not severe. We could just see some decent rainmakers, some lightning and thunder. And this will be probably likely around lunchtime, early afternoon on Tuesday. And that's about as far out as this model in particular goes, 4 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. So you see how we are just now starting to get into the time frame of when some of these showers and storms are going to be arriving. So this will be something we continue to digest. Kept us at 30% chance for Tuesday as well. And I really don't think it's going to kind of be an all-day washout event, but just keep an eye on the radar because not everyone's going to see the rain either. I know a lot of people want the rain though because I've seen lots of sprinklers and some brown crunchy lawns. So I understand we don't want to keep running up our water bill, of course. Okay, so that's what we have to talk about in terms of rain chances. After that, I'll show you the 10-day in a moment. Once we get through the rain chances, it's looking really nice. Next weekend, I'm keeping my fingers crossed we can keep the forecast like this. It is looking so much better in terms of the forecasts, like temperature, sunshine, low humidity, like it's going to be beautiful. Very excited about next weekend, and I'm really hoping it doesn't change too much. Okay, enough of me rambling about that. Let's talk tropics because it is still a major topic of conversation, no pun intended. We have Tropical Storm Gert still kind of meandering, not really doing a whole lot. What you see there towards the center top of your screen, that's where we have the remnants of Idalia, and it's probably just creating some rip currents and stuff like that. It's not bringing any sort of direct impacts to the United States anymore. Neither is Gert. Katya has formed and is now, it's still a tropical storm technically, but you can see it just kind of like hangs out there. It doesn't really do much. It's just going to move on out or dissipate and kind of dissipate into a remnant low. So it is Tropical Storm Katya. It only has winds of around 40 miles per hour. So no land impacts to that one, but you'll see we've got several systems moving in from the western coast of Africa. We'll have to watch. These are waves off the western coast of Africa. You've heard us say that before. And this one in particular, it has a high chance of development that's red, like oval, rectangular thing. That's essentially the area they're going to be watching for the potential track of what would likely be Lee. That's the next name on the list is Lee. We could have Tropical Storm Lee by the time this weekend's all said and done with. So we'll watch out for that update for you because it does take a much more, it looks like it's going to take a much more westerly path. So we'll watch for that over the next couple of weeks. So far, still way too early to get into any sort of fine-tuned details or scary details. So I don't want anyone to be too worried yet. We always want to talk about tropics just to keep everyone informed. And then we do have a lower chance of development for this yellow kind of oval area too. So we'll watch that throughout the next couple of days, if not likely a couple of weeks, really, for that one to unfold. Okay, here are the names. You see, we have Lee, next name on the list. So if we get a name storm again, we will go to Lee. We've really kind of flown through the names over the last couple of weeks, just with everything that's been unfolding because we kicked it into high gear. I feel like as soon as we got into the heat of August, things really started to speed up. And we're not even, well, I don't know if I think we might be close to halfway through the hurricane season. But things usually typically pick up right around this time of year. Hurricane season goes all the way through November 30th. And I know you're probably like, oh my gosh, why are we talking about this? We live in a landlocked state. Several good reasons for that. I don't know if many people remember the windstorm of, I believe, 2008. Yes, it was 2008. That was from the remnants of, I want to say, Ike. We can get indirect impacts that can cause us some headaches. So that's why we always have to be watching it really carefully. Plus, if you have family, friends, vacations planned for the coast, you got to think about that too. Okay, here is the 10-day. Now is the time to ask any questions, if you have any. But check this out. I'm staying so optimistic that the rain's going to get out of here by Friday. That forecast is looking awesome. 80s, sunshine. It's going to be really beautiful. So hopefully we don't have to make too many changes to that forecast. Saturday looks like it's going to be the pick of the week, which how long has it been since we've been able to say that? I mean, it has felt like this summer has been just so annoying with the rain and storm chances almost every single weekend. And trust me, I would know because I've been here for most of it. But yeah, it's looking mostly calm, dry, and pretty nice for next weekend. And really, even beyond that, temperatures are going to be staying right around or below average. So we'll take it. But if, of course, once we get through the rain chances, we'll kind of see how the atmosphere recovers. So do expect these numbers to change, and we'll adjust the forecast as needed. Leading into the weekend, already talking about next weekend. I don't want to rush through the week, but at least it's going to be a short week for most people. Okay. I don't see too many more questions or comments. This is not like a crazy forecast or anything where we have to be too concerned, but just make sure you take it easy in the heat tomorrow. Sneak some water in with some other fun beverages. I'm sure everyone will be drinking. If you're out at the pool or the lake, just make sure you're staying safe. Yeah, and wear the sunscreen too. I know even when it's cloudy, you don't necessarily think about it as much, but you can still get a really bad sunburn even when it's a little cloudy outside. So that is my soapbox for the day. I hope everyone has a great rest of their weekend, though, and if you have the day off, enjoy it. Hope it's relaxing for you. We will be back here tonight at 11. We have an hour-long newscast at 11, so if you miss the first half hour, you can always join us for the second. Okay. Is going to be it for me, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Enjoy the beautiful weather. That is going to be it for me. Noelle, Dusty, and I will see you tonight at 11.